We spend a lot of energy in our industry understanding what our audiences do with our content, what they read, what they don't like. Very few of us have spent any energy really in understanding the relationship between our audiences and advertising on our platforms. We've typically abdicated that to the DoubleClicks of the world, to third parties. We haven't thought that we are in the ad business, but we are, right? In the print world, we sold our journalism, right? We said we have the best journalism and people advertise against it. The web came along and we said we have great journalism, we know a little bit more of our audience, so we are selling you our great content and our great audience. But then came Facebook, then came YouTube, and they first grabbed our audiences. They have 1.5 billion versus whatever numbers we have. Now they're going after content, right? Facebook Instant, Apple News, the Google HTML project, they all now want content because they're really going after all the things that we used to sell against. But the thing that we can do better, perhaps even today, is to kind of shift the focus of our selling from content plus consumers, which is our audience, to this idea of context, right? I don't think we do enough selling around the context of our platforms. By that, I mean, if you're the Australian, and there's a wonderful display ad from General Electric on your pages, it's in an environment where somebody is spending 40, 50 minutes consuming high-quality content, and they're in a frame of mind, high trust, and in a frame of mind to absorb that content, and while doing that, absorb the advertising. Imagine the same GE ad on Facebook next to kids' pictures, vacation pictures, pets' pictures, you name it, right? So if you're a GE, the context in which their ad is being consumed, even though they have a larger audience and they may have the same journalism on Facebook, is very different than what we can sell. And I think it's important for us to, as an industry, to start shifting and getting our ad departments a bit more focused on not just selling against our audience, not just selling against our content, but perhaps also selling against our context. So when BuzzFeed says that 50, 60% of my audience is social, what they're also saying is that they have no idea about half their audience who's going to come and consume their content, right? And if you're an advertiser, that's actually a problem. So we, on the other hand, have the ability to kind of point out the nature of our audience, where they're coming, how they're engaging, if we can only kind of focus a little bit more on the context of selling. And I think that's a way to kind of win this argument rather than try to fight the Facebooks of the world on either the number of people that they have or in terms of the content they have, because they're increasingly convincing people to give them all of the content.